We were called to a nursing home. The only information we got, 65-year-old female with chest pain. I had only started working on the ambulance about a week prior, and this was one of the many calls for chest pain I had already received. When we arrived at the nursing home, we found the door to be locked. There was a keypad next to the door, but we weren't given any info about the code. So we called dispatch to ask them to call the home, and we waited. We had to wait 5, 10, 15 minutes to be let in and take care of the patient that they had called 911 for us to come there for. We finally got let in the door, and we were led down multiple long hallways to the patient's room. We found her slumped over in her bed. For the sake of the video, we will call her Pat. Pat's eyes were shut, and her left arm was hanging off the side of the mattress. Her skin was ashen and gray, which, on a black woman, is harder to notice usually, but it was obvious this time. My FTO, Kayla, nudged me and said, "Go up and talk to her. You got it." I went up and asked her how she was feeling, to which she replied, "Okay." I asked her if her chest hurt, and she said, "Yes." She seemed to struggle to get the words out, like she was short on oxygen. Every sentence she said was one word long, and each word came out in a short gasp of air. It sounded like she was trying to talk after she had just expelled all the air out of her lungs. The nursing home staff told us that Pat had been complaining of chest pain the day before the call, so they gave her antacid and put her to sleep. They said that when they woke her up that morning, she wasn't acting right, so they called us. We loaded Pat up into the ambulance, and Kayla watched me put 12-lead stickers on her chest. Kayla looked at the freshly printed 12-lead sticker, said to her partner, "Let's go to Maine, 84. She didn't say anything to me. Her partner, Mike, got up in the driver's seat and took off towards the main hospital in the area. It was about a 15-20-minute drive, but this was the only hospital capable of dealing with heart attacks. As we bounced down the road, Kayla started giving me things to do. She told me to get IV supplies ready, get defibrillator pads out, and put them on Pat's chest. I gave Pat 4 baby aspirin and told her to chew them up, as if this was going to do anything for her. It didn't seem like there was much of a chance of helping her, but we tried. We threw everything at her that we had, and her condition didn't seem to change at all. Mike made the ride as smooth as possible, and eventually, 20 minutes later, we pulled up to the hospital. The ER physician was waiting at the front entrance and directed us to Pat's room. Kayla handed him the 12-lead printout. He looked at it for about 2 seconds before folding it and putting it in his pocket. We walked into the ER room with the doctor, and I started to move the bed in position to put Pat onto it. This is when I heard some groaning coming from behind me. I turned around and saw Pat. Her face was purple. Her eyes were open now, but rolling back into the back of her head. Drool was pouring out of her mouth, and her full body tensed up. The tensing of her muscles were so strong that her head, neck, back, and legs arched backwards and pushed her up off the cot that we had her secured to. She was tensed in this back-arching position for just a few seconds before she let out a big breath and collapsed down onto the cot. The cardiologist in the room asked us, "Is she breathing? Does she have a pulse?" We all knew the answer was no. After about 10 minutes of CPR and shocking her twice, the doctors called it. Pat was dead. We headed back to our truck to clean up the huge mess we had made, and Kayla showed me how you can tell a patient is having a heart attack on a 12-lead. She asked me if I was hungry. I wasn't sure. I was before the call, but now I felt different. This was the worst thing I'd ever seen, and it gets much worse than that. Nowadays, I don't have trouble eating after a call like that. I used to have to find a way to cope with it. After that one, we ate Burger King.
Hi, can I do one of the maple bourbon barbecue Whoppers?
Alright.
So, as promised, the second half of the video, we're here at home with the Maple Bourbon Barbecue Whopper from Burger King. The branding on the box is pretty simplistic, just some flames on there. I don't know what the normal branding is for a Whopper, but it's a sizable box, hopefully a sizable burger. The Whopper generally is. And yeah, as normal, pretty normal size Whopper. Well, what does the Maple Bourbon Barbecue Whopper, how do they describe it? It's promising a 100% flame grilled beef maple bourbon barbecue sauce, crispy onions and jalapenos and maple candied bacon topped with melty American cheese on a toasted sesame seed bun. What does that cost you? $7.49 for just the sandwich. The meal was slightly more, but I'm trying to watch my calories, so I just got the burger. It was about 800 something calories, 880 I think, for just a burger, but burgers are expensive. I guess we'll just dig in and see how it tastes. Take a look here at it. I mean, for a fast food burger, not a bad look to it. It's trying to find the perfect place to plant a bite, and I think I found it. Got some barbecue sauce on my console of my car. They didn't give me any napkins. I'm gonna have to go into my stash. I would say it's pretty standard for a Burger King burger. Nothing special about it. I wish there was more I could say. It really does just taste like you took a normal Whopper and put barbecue sauce on it. The bacon's kind of chewy. The patty doesn't taste like much. It's decent barbecue sauce. It's sweet. They describe it as a little tangy, but I wouldn't say there's much tang to it. The bun is nice and soft. I've been having fast food burgers that are incredibly dry recently. I wouldn't say it's dry, it's relatively moist. It's just a fine burger. I think if I had to give it a score, I think the score I would give it 7 out of 10. It's just a normal middle of the road burger. It gets a C basically from me. I had Burger King after that first run I had. My FTO offered to bring me to get some food. She paid for it as well, which I appreciate. And at the time, I had not had Burger King for years, and I was surprised by how decent their chicken sandwich was, because I remembered Burger King being terrible. So if you go in expecting it to be terrible, you could be pleasantly surprised that it's actually okay. It's an okay burger for $7.50 essentially. It can't get much more than a 7.